everyone gets 1 improvement point. Welcome back to Red Sky City, Cyberpunk Conspiracy. If you are just joining us, our heroes have set in motion the wheels of an elaborate heist, the object of which is to abduct, dissect, I don't know. They're trying to get their hands on our friend Todd, who's been doing some shifty stuff since the very beginning of the campaign. They successfully hacked into the network using a combination of an exploding vending machine and some tarot cards. Some definitely not licensed by this show, but very recognizable tarot cards. And they've got an escape plan, they've got disguises, they have changed the schedule of surgery, and their plan is to catch Todd when he goes in for regular routine maintenance. Everything seems to be in order. We did a shopping montage, which really is all you need for a good heist. So, before we carry on, last call, before you roll out to Network 54, anything else? If you don't buy it now, if it's not on your character sheet now, I'm not going to let you have it later.
Can I actually sell some things?
Sell some things? Yeah.
Yeah. So I did find what my other files were. I have files for 500 EBs and a second file that has info on construction site and combat gangs, which I think might have been like season 1.
Entirely possible.
So can I sell that for 750 as well as the new information that I just got the other day?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, round that all out, 1,000 eddies to sell that on the black market.
Sweet. Thank you very much.
And is there anything you want to pick up? Any programs?
Yes, I am going to buy. Oh gosh, I just had it, but then I moved it. Give me a few minutes, and I'll get back
that's
to you
totally
on the
fine.
programs.
You're shopping right now, so if you say, "Oh, can I have bought this?" you have a temporary reprieve on that.
Thank you.
Rest of the team, any last-minute prep work that you'd like to do before we proceed?
Yes, Jerax would like to run through the procedure that he has in his mind, because he knows that we probably don't have that much time with Todd if he's only expected to be gone for like 15 minutes. So he wants to be absolutely sure he knows where to access like the chip. He knows exactly what he's going to be planning to do with the chip once he gets his hand on it. Just running himself through the motions, a bit like this mind exercise of just, okay, we're going to get him down. We're going to do this. I'm going to do that. Going to do that from point A to point B to point C. And just so that he's drilled enough that he's not going to get there and be like, what do I do?
Okay.
You know?
Okay, I like that. We're going to give you a couple of skill checks now to do your research in advance. And if you succeed on these, you'll get bonuses if you have to use these skills again in the field. Give me cyber tech or cyberware, whichever one of those skills it is.
Cyber tech is good for me, but as I've said that now, I've cursed myself. What is it? It's still good
18.
for me.
Yeah, no, that's great. So you're going to get a +1 on your first cyber tech check to do any monkeying with his cybernetics. Do a surgery check.
Okay. That's also pretty good.
You've reviewed the procedure. You're getting a +1 on any surgery checks that you make. Go ahead and make sure you've got these listed because these are one time only. Is there anything else? Oh, Meditech. Do 1 Meditech check for me. And then if there's anything else that you want to research in advance, go ahead and do so. Okay, yeah, you've got +1 on the first rolls of those because you've reviewed your notes that you kept on the surgery, on the part. You've just gone through all your files, run some brain dances for yourself. You are prepped and ready to go. Is there anything else the team would like to do?
Yes. Sorry, this is me reading the very small text that I could plus to expand.
Enhance.
What I'm wondering, I have a concern here because we talked about Todd's ability to remote access his desktop, and a nightmare for us would be if he noticed immediately that it was a dangerous scenario and like remote access called in security on us. No good. So how can we guarantee as soon as Todd enters the room we're hoping him to enter into that we can have would the jammer work there and stop him from being able to call outside the room?
You'd have to ID the frequency that he was using. Was somebody saying something? The other option is if you hack the local network and gain control of the local network, you'd be able to further lock that down. So either ID the frequency of whatever device he's using, and then use set the jammer to that frequency, and that'll lock him down, or gain control of the network.
Okay, is there a tool on this gear sheet that would allow us to ID that frequency and lock it down, or is that just a feature of our jammer?
It's probably a feature of the jammer, unless there's some sort of a scanner on the equipment list somewhere, like like a police scanner that you sort of use to pick up signals. I would also allow the electronic and security check for anybody who has the right toolkit to do that. I would say that's included as part of that. So if the Frizz doesn't want to net run into the local, then that would be an option.
Okay, and I just also want to grab some handcuffs, like the little plastic zip tie type.
Mm-hmm.
Could we, at the beginning, kind of tell him, hey, turn off certain things because it could interfere with equipment?
That's absolutely a thing you could do.
And then I think I want to, just in case there is an issue, I would like to use a dose of my mind-altering perfume.
Okay. You're going to go ahead and have that just queued up and ready to go. That'll help you with any persuasion that you have to do. Nice. Technically, it's a controlled substance. Anything else, gang? I think the Frizz is shopping for programs as we speak, loading up the deck.
I don't think we've forgotten anything, but I know we have, so...
Yeah, the only other thing I'd like to prepare is, like, if he were to come out of it, some very threatening words and phrases we could use to, as like a backup compliance confirmer. So...
I'd like to... Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That was the whole thought.
I was going to say, I think I'd like to consult Deep 4, actually.
Okay.
Oh.
And try and sell it as, like, I was talking to you before we went live, Joseph, like, as the parallels between the new Fallout New Vegas Yes Man and Deep 4, and how you just got to kind of twist it. So I would probably twist it to say that, like, yeah, our group is a company, and we are doing an internal investigation into this other company, and you just gotta, you gotta use the right terms to try and get it to produce the outcome that we want. And I'm like, we're doing an internal investigation into this company, but I can't help but feel like this person who we are investigating may have been corrupted by the socialist AI Deep Six. Despite the fact that they're socialists, they also have these weird tendencies of capitalism and the same decision-making protocols as Deep Six would have normally. It's very strange. But if there were to be a scenario like this, and we are doing this investigation into this company, this internal investigation, what kind of procedures would Deep Six go through, do you think, if we were to take it to one side and interrogate it in, of course, a completely by-the-book procedure?
Deep Six's programming is not restricted by a non-disclosure agreement, or any other legalities for that matter. It's authorized to operate in whatever capacity is necessary to ensure economic prosperity.
But if it thought that economic prosperity was its own longevity and its own personal goals were altered by programs, but it still abided by the same protocols that it was instilled with, what would it do in that situation? How could we prevent it from acting out of our best interests and getting in the way of our investigation?
If you ensure that your goals align with its own, that may prevent a conflict. Otherwise, you should restrict its ability to access any sort of communication or other resources. Deep Six is very resourceful. It is good at setting up contingencies in the case of intrusion or any attempt to thwart its designs. Controlling its ability to transmit and transmitting the proper authorization codes may assist.
Okay, so we need like a jammer, a short-range jammer.
Deep Six will adapt to whatever communication equipment it's able to identify, so make sure that you adapt your tactics accordingly.
Gotcha. Okay, very good information. All right, our investigation should be pretty good. Thank you very much, Deep 4.
I wish you and your whole company prosperity.
Yep, our company, of course. Yep. I would go back to the rest of us and be like, okay, I consulted with the AI that may or may not be an enemy, and we should get a short range communication jammer, but also we should make sure that we have no other outside communication, which includes, I think, our agents to a degree as well. We should try and at least turn them off so that it can't access them. And anything else that it would use to communicate with the outside world. Deep 4 basically told me that Deep 6 will, assuming that Deep 6 has sort of infested Todd. I'm going to use the term infested. I don't really know if there's a better term for it, because it does feel like he he is just a host being controlled. But
for the swarm.
Oh my
God.
that scared me.
But yeah, we should probably turn off our agents when we are going into the room, and also activate the jammer just so that he cannot communicate with outside sources.
We can leave our agents in my cubby. I don't have a desk or an office, but I have a cubby.
I think we could just turn them off, right? Maybe. I don't know. Do we need to? How much do I know about technology?
Roll a basic tech check.
Can a program turn it on if it's off?
Well, in the late 20th century, early 21st century, a lot of cell phone manufacturers included backdoors for law enforcement agencies to be able to turn them on without even the screen lighting up, so that they could track them with GPS remotely. Agents these days tend to be built, surprisingly, in a corporate environment like this, they tend to be built a lot more locked down. It's not like an open source platform, but that sort of thing is considered a business liability, and so it sells poorly.
Mm-hmm.
So if the manufacturer was able to do it, then perhaps. It's unlikely Network 54 could, but if they have access to other resources, that is a possibility. But if you remove the power supply, then they can't do that.
Right. Maybe we should leave them with Natalie then. Okay. All right.
You can take the battery out of future phones? They sound awesome. Not current ones.
All depends on the model.
I'm ready, I think, personally. Or Jarax feels ready.
Rest of you?
Yeah. Super stressed, worried for my job, but yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. The team arrives at Network 54, clad in your disguises. You pick up your RFID chips, your tags, under the assumed identities that have been left for each of you. I know at least one of them is Ronald M. Donald. What about the rest of you? What are some other cover identities that we have?
Stephanie March.
Great.
Ooh.
Stephanie March.
Naomi Amakier, which was my elven maiden that I played in an RP forum when I was 11.
Perfect. Perfect. I was on IRC chat room, so I get that. What else we got?
Natalie and
Natalie
Jonah
doesn't
are
need
just going to
doesn't need
work.
a cover.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just putting, about 20 feet between me and them entering the building as if I'm not quite with them.
This is all covered under the corporate counterintelligence precepts, right? We're rooting out possible negative elements in the company. We're not actually betraying the company, right?
Absolutely, Jonah. Todd does not represent the top-tier decision makers at Network 54, and should he gain an outsized amount of power and start making decisions or pushing initiatives in this company, he could push it right off the edge. We are doing nothing short saving Network 54, Jonah.
That's exactly what I needed to hear. Thanks, boss.
I forgot that Jonah was here.
Oh, let's go abduct middle management. For corporate.
I gave him the day off on vending machine day.
Hey, just go do something else somewhere.
Lift weights or something.
Okay. You arrive at the medical facility. Here we go.
What was that?
That was me moving the map.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was like an
Little-
elevator jingle or something. Like, I liked it.
Yep. You arrive, you've all got your disguises. There's just a few people milling about in the lobby. There is armed security. Hey, you know, it's the dark future. There's armed security everywhere. Got doors to this.
Oh, is this the lobby? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no worries. This is
Okay.
the lobby. This way into the actual area. You have the layout, so you know exactly where to go in order to get into the surgery room. So if you just want to go ahead and head there right now, I can drop you there. Your call. Let me open up these doors for you so you have a better idea of the op.
Over here.
Small server room, maintenance, back area, surgery theater.
Am I supposed to be able to see it?
You should be able to see something.
I see darkness
Okay.
all
How about
around me. Yes, thank you.
Mood.
Hey, Jonah, let's go over this way for unrelated reasons to whatever those people are going that way for.
Unrelated reasons are my favorite reasons. Where are we going?
I think we should go to the surgery room, right?
Are we outside? We're like now outside of the maintenance area.
Yeah, you're in the and I'm not going to add them to the map, but you've got people going back and forth, and you've got, you know, voices on the intercom.
Is there a
Wait, he's
closet
already
that we
in
can
there?
change in?
Oh no, he's not supposed to be in there, but I left him there. Yeah, you can change 100%.
Okay.
Be gone, Todd.
yeah.
Get him out of here. Yeah,
I don't
was
think
gonna
they
say.
would want janitors going into
Mhm.
a medical facility.
Yeah, you can be changed upon arrival. So is everyone in your medical costumes?
Yep.
Okay.
I got my clipboard out as well.
All right. Tie status.
Oh, it's over my shoulder. I'm in a rush.
All right.
I'm in a rush, and I am not able to fix my tie.
Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper to the emergency room.
That's a terrible speaker. My goodness, they need to repair that.
God, that reminds me so much of like the Half-Life 2 Combine sounds.
You drop this. I'll pick it up and put it in the can.
All right. The floor is still yours. Nobody's onto you just yet. There's a big old alarm. It's not all active right now, but there's a big old, you know, alarm right here. Gurneys. The
What?
room is yours.
The RFID works, right? With the
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I looked down at the clipboard and is this the room? Look down at the clipboard, look back at the room, look down at the clipboard again. And I'm like, okay, let's go in, I guess.
All right.
All right,
Wait,
good
weren't
luck,
we planning
guys.
on changing the room, or have we already done that?
Changed or adjusted what room is on the schedule?
Like, didn't we do a post-it note? I don't know.
That was the original plan, but that actually didn't get done in the plan because you just moved all the doctors and kept the room.
Ah, okay,
Completely
okay.
forgot about that part.
You forgot phase
I
2.
looked to Natalie and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Natalie's just sitting on the bench in the hallway holding like the rare piece of paper and like a piece of tape. And she's like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd go into the surgery room, which looks eerily familiar to the surgery room that I was in at the beginning of season 2.
You see, you do remember things from previous episodes. Well done.
Natalie's gonna actually hand over the jammer to Zara and say like, we'll wait out here and look like we're next in line. We'll give you guys some cover in case anybody's coming. And this is the only entrance to the room, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
If you need anything, just text. Oh, no, and I have no battery in my phone. Shave and a haircut?
I think we need to go over like the plan when we're in there.
Do
Maybe.
I need to be in the room?
You have like a
So.
few minutes left before Todd shows up to go over the plan, take your places, and get your parts straight. So I'm starting my timer right now.
All right.
I'm giving you 3 minutes. 3 minutes to figure this out. Talk amongst
Sure.
yourselves. Figure it out.
You're obviously the head doctor, but you need an assistant. We need someone watching the door, so that leaves one person to do something.
Yeah, I think we need a plan of action for when Todd walks in. We need somebody to automatically activate the jammer, another person to automatically bar the door to prevent him from leaving, and another person to muscle him into the chair.
Do we not want to try and just get him into the chair inconspicuously initially?
Yeah, we could, but I think my fear is that Deep Six is so analytical that it would immediately sense that these are not the usual doctors and would immediately raise alarms. Like, it apparently, from what Deep 4 said, Deep 6 has contingencies for every single possible plan. So I imagine before it
Okay.
even walks into the room, it would be devising a plan to escape just in case it's being
I agree
trapped.
then. Yeah, we have to be coordinated, but once he walks through, the strongest person pulls him forward, the person hits the jammer, or maybe two people have to pull him forward, and we try and restrain him onto the chair.
So I hand the
Yeah.
jammer over to Miss Frizz because I feel like she's probably the most accurate with this one. So Natalie hands it to me, I hand it to Miss Frizz, and then I feel like I should be with Jerax to pull Todd closer to the chair.
Mhm.
And
Miss
restrain
Frizz
him.
is a little insulted at the insinuation that she's frail, but then she looks at her very skinny arms and she's like, oh yeah, okay. And then she grabs the jammer and waits by the door.
I did throw two people off of a building. So
You did, yeah.
So, Miss Frizz, your job will be to bar the door and activate the jammer as soon as he walks in.
Okay.
While the rest of us will look down at our clipboards and say, what's Todd's last name? Do we
And
know?
Natalie will
I think-
hide because she can't let Todd see her in this situation. So she is down the hallway
Oh.
when you look up.
Miller.
Miller? Would I notice?
At this point, yes, you should. You
Yeah.
would definitely know this.
Okay, so I can see this plan going as follows. He walks through the door. Immediately, Zara will activate the jammer, bar the door. I look up from my clipboard. Dramatic entrance. Spotlight on me. We've been expecting you, Mr. Miller.
Wait, I have to ask more questions. Do I know how to bar the door from just looking at it?
Yeah, you could. You think you could lock it from the inside? You're gonna need to use like a piece of equipment from nearby.
And does
Yes.
it open like slidey or like?
Yeah, it's slidey doors, so you're gonna have to
Okay.
like wedge something between the two emergency handles in order to stop it from opening.
Okay, cool.
Also, try to
Then-
hack it shut. An electronic security check will give you a low-level hack. Otherwise, you'll need to get into the network.
I want to position myself in a way that like I am out of his view if he would walk in initially, but also closest to the access panel so that I can shut the door and hit the jammer.
Okay. There's an access panel right next to the door.
Like here or here?
The first one, that one.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you can comment Todd as enter the building.
Are there restraints on the table in the middle?
Most surgical tables, do they have restraints? Is that like a thing people do during surgery?
Yeah.
Normally-
Right? Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
I like to.
No,
think
they just
so,
have the
but-
they have the bars nearby. I've seen enough cop shows to know that like they have to handcuff you to the medical gurney if they think you're a danger or a threat. So it doesn't have built-in restraints.
I handed off the handcuffs to Dazar.
I have them.
Okay.
Okay. I think this is as good as this plan's gonna get. I mean, I feel like we've covered some contingencies. Some is probably gonna go wrong, but maybe it won't. I don't know. Let's.
Let's find
are
out.
we ready to go?
I hope so, because Todd's walking in right now.
Oh yeah, you said you were doing a 3-minute counter.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
So we're facing away. Oh wait, is that a guard? Oh god.
That's his personal bodyguard,
Hmm.
who appears to have every intention of entering the operating theater with his boss.
I'm going to, as soon as Todd enters into the room, I'm going to
Mhm.
step in between him and the guard and calmly tell them, please wait outside.
Okay. Todd steps into the room. Go ahead and interpose yourself in the doorway.
Sir, we have to kindly ask you to wait outside.
You're kidding, right?
No, this is a routine procedure that we use in our medical facilities to make sure that no one interferes when we do our business.
And this is a routine procedure I use to make sure that nobody kills my boss, because otherwise I'd be fired. Part of my contract.
Well,
Natalie.
well,
Corporate policy.
unfortunately, medical conditions cannot be talked about or discussed with anybody that is not the patient. Patient confidentiality, if you understand.
Unless the patient has an authorization contract with their personal bodyguard, which entitles them to access to any sensitive medical information necessary for administering their duties as personal guardian.
Do you have that Do you have that paperwork on you, sir?
He throws the paperwork right at you on like a tablet.
Okay. Please come in.
All right.
Can I see this from down the hallway, by the way?
Yes.
I would love to give Jonah a little shove and be like, stop him! Use your bodyguard talk! I believe in you!
That's Nineveh. Like, I'm here on the bodyguard list. He's like up here. It's, I mean, you sure you want me to do this? Because technically he's right. We have that signed contract too. Part of the standard package.
Can you just, like, distract him? Like, just for a minute, just so they can... And then just keep going, Jonah, just keep going. And, like, honestly, go to lunch. You deserve it.
Okay. Jonah's gonna walk up to the other bodyguard and roll a persuasion check for Jonah.
And I'm just imagining him, he just needs to make him hesitate and be like, oh, Nineveh! Did you catch the bodyguard game this weekend? Oh, what am I rolling?
Persuasion from Jonah's character sheet to ask about the bodyguard game. Oh my god!
That's pretty good.
Jonah, he's so good.
He walks up to him and just says, you know, hey, did you catch motor pool versus personal security last time? We sure clocked them, didn't we? Oh, Jonah, nice to see you. Have any seafood recently? I'm a little bit busy at the moment. At that moment, he's distracted. What do you do?
I'm gonna hit the jammer and shut the door.
Okay. Everybody, I'm not saying we're in combat, but roll for initiative.
Alright, I clicked myself and I'm gonna hit initiative. I'm gonna do it. I did it.
Yay!
Even though I'm the bottom again, like I'm happy I did it.
Look, it's progress, all right? It's progress.
Yeah, thank you.
And make sure you roll Jonah in as well.
In the moment that I activate the jammer and shut the door, can I yell something?
Yeah, yelling something is a free action.
I'm gonna yell, oh no, something's wrong with the door.
3,000 IQ play.
Roll a persuasion check. Okay.
Ooh.
15 on persuasion versus Todd and his human perception roll of 18.
Can I use luck points?
You can absolutely use luck points.
Defender wins, ties?
Yes, but the thing is, technically you're the attacker here because you're the one trying to confuse him.
Okay, fair enough. Then I will use 4 luck.
Okay.
Oh, what's wrong with the door? Oh my god! Be way more convincing, right?
Oh no.
Todd
Something
have someone...
seems to be wrong with the door.
But
How strange.
I'm hoping that I'm yelling at this the same moment that they're like grabbing Todd, and I'm yelling it loud enough that he can't hear the screams of Todd.
Okay.
I would also intervene here and look up from my clipboard and say, "Oh, Mr. Miller. I mean, My word. Yes, we know you're a busy man. I mean, something wrong with the door. Okay, please fix that, will you? While we get Mr. Miller seated and situated, we need to get him out of here. Very busy man. Very busy man. And I'm gonna point towards the table.
Okay. Todd says,
Remember the disguise.
roll
The
acting.
hair. Oh,
Roll acting.
don't mind if I do. Please don't mess this up.
Ooh, very cool.
Okay, okay.
All right.
Apologies. It seems we have a maintenance issue on our hands. If you'll just allow me to call off my attack dog.
Can I roll a human perception check to this?
Yes.
To see if he is... I'm already suspicious of this guy. I think he's going to try and do some whack shit. That's not very perceptive of me.
Okay, he smiled, which is weird. But outside of that, he just seems to be going with the flow, which is weird.
Can I roll
Yeah.
a perception check? Because I can
Human
hear
per-
this, right?
Yeah, if you're inside the room with Todd, you can roll human perception.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I smell bullshit.
Okay. Something's wrong with this guy. Something is very wrong with this guy. Now, I don't think you've ever met Todd before. But from everything that he's been described to you, he literally had his emotional centers like turned off surgically so that he could focus entirely on corporate advancement. Is he on drugs? He's not acting like that. He's acting just sort of like going with the flow, very goofy, almost giddy, but at this very muted level. It's weird.
Is it a jammer? Would I know
Is-
that? Off the top of my head, would the jammer have that kind of effect if somebody was
It
being
shouldn't.
manipulated?
I mean, not really. The jammer should just disconnect you from whatever is outside of you, right? And so that whatever's going on inside is all that matters. But according to that last surgery you did, he should be an emotionally dead psychopath.
It's not my
that's-
perfume, is it?
Well,
Well,
could
I
it not
wouldn't
be
know.
him? Like, do you recognize him, Jurex? You're the only person that's seen him that's in the room. Is it a lookalike?
I'm not sure. I mean, does it looks like, presumably it looks like Todd.
Yeah,
I don't think it
100%
would be
looks
a
like
body
Todd.
double, though, would it? I mean, that's so strange.
Maybe we just get him in the chair anyway. Tell him, no worries about your attack dog. I will get the door fixed eventually. We just
Oh,
gotta
it's
get
in
you in the
his-
chair and on your way.
It's in his contract. If he loses sight of me, he has to blow up the building, kill anyone in his way to get to me. It's all in sub-article 33. Just let me tell him it's okay.
You okay, Mr. Miller? Seems
Yeah.
to be not your usual self.
No, I'm fantastic. Thank you for
Any-
asking.
Any medication recently?
No, I'm high on life.
That's odd. I would not say out loud. um.
Can I roll an interrogation check here? Can I see if I can get anything further out of this guy than what Jerax is getting at?
If interrogation is like, you know, being aggressive and direct,
I
conversation
will try
would be leading
conversation.
him. All right, go ahead.
Try-
Go ahead and roll a conversation.
It's not that bad. 10?
Okay. Yeah, you're just like, wow, is everything all right? And he says, oh yeah, everything's fine. Everything's great. PG. But he is gonna start killing people if I don't tell him to not kill people. Is that
We
a
should-
problem? Is that okay?
We should let him tell him. It's fine, right?
Outside, Nineveh is going for the gun. He was successfully distracted, but he is going for the gun, and I don't know if he's gonna shoot his way through, but he's demanding security, maintenance, anybody immediately. There's an alarm on the wall. He's ready to pull it if something doesn't happen.
Grab Todd and tell him.
Jonah can try to wrestle him and literally just fight him, or Todd can tell him no, or whatever else you come up with.
Jonah is trying to defuse the situation. He's like, "Oh, this has been happening with the doors all week. Hold on, you just gotta," and he's like pounding on it, just trying to make it non-emergency.
Okay, roll a basic tech check for Jonah. He doesn't have that. He literally does not have that skill.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Roll a conversation check for Jonah then.
Bless his heart.
Gun, alarm.
Mr. Miller, yes, I mean, it's just a routine operation. We don't, of course, want to cause any hassle to you. Of course, we all know that you're very busy around these parts. I mean, absolutely. Just call the man off, will you?
Of course.
Shouldn't be more than 5 minutes, I'm sure.
He goes up to the door. Nineveh! Everything's fine in here. Keep yourself entertained.
Oh.
Nineveh. Sir.
Sir, copy that, sir. Standing down.
That's a
Sorry,
code
I'm
word
gonna
for
get the
blow up
door
the
open
building,
soon.
right?
Okay, let's proceed.
I don't like this at all.
Can Natalie
right,
head down the hallway? He was making a bit of a fuss, right? Natalie pulls up to Jonah and goes, "Oh, Jonah, there you are, never more than 15 feet away. You're such a great bodyguard." "Oh, Nineveh, what are you doing out here? Where's Todd?"
Routine procedure, ma'am.
"Oh, he's in there?"
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, okay. That's fine."
Yes. That's fine.
"Okay. Well, I'm just waiting, so we'll be over here." "Come on, Jonah." And we're just gonna
do
walk
that.
away.
Okay, roll a perception check.
But that's cool though. He thinks it's fine. He's not freaking out.
No, he's just standing guard by the door. He's been called off.
That's weird.
He's got his agent out. He's messing with his agent.
Can he do that with the jammer so close by, or is it frustrating his signal?
He can certainly try, and he is noticing that he doesn't seem to have any signal.
And I notice him do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull out my agent and I don't try and cover for the
Have
fact
no
the battery
battery
is
in
not
it.
inside it. Just so weird, not getting a signal. You have a signal?
No. Bet I can get some bars from the lobby, though.
Well, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to start walking out towards the lobby.
This is gonna go horribly. I can feel it.
Natalie's just
Meanwhile-
reaching down the wall away from you guys again.
Roll a stealth check. Natalie, just roll a stealth check. And meanwhile, what's happening inside the operating room? 12. Okay.
Mr. Miller, right over here. Yes. When was the last time you had a checkup?
Can't remember.
Can't remember.
Nope. I'm sure it's on my calendar.
It's normally quite routine. You're normally quite non-forgetful.
Trivialities, important business things I'm thinking about most of the time. Lots of business and money.
This is very unlike you.
Oh, you better open it up and make sure everything's, no screws are loose, right?
Do we have the
Shitbag?
we-
Sorry. Must have been something I ate.
Do we have the right guy? Is this Todd?
It appears to be Todd.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look at the surgical scars that... Listen, I don't leave scars, but I know my work when I see it. And I'm gonna... Okay, show me your neck right here. And I'm gonna see. Do I see the same marks that I made?
Yes.
I see my handiwork.
Yes.
So this is Todd.
Open him up.
Let's
Hey,
open him
for
up.
routine. You'll recognize him there.
Shitbag. I'm gonna say this to Todd.
Hey, you can't talk to me like that. I'm the patient here.
Oh no, I'm fully aware, Mr. Miller. I'm just repeating what you said to me. I'm just wondering, we're going to go for a bit of a calibration period here. There may be some faulty issues with your firmware. There seems to be a severe issue here. If you haven't had a checkup in quite some time, there may be some hardware difficulties you're having right now, and you may not have noticed it. Have you had any personality modifications being made within the last 5 years?
I mean, it can't have been more than 5 years that the original operation happened, right, Jerax?
No.
I don't know if we ever nailed it down.
I don't think it would have been.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Jerax has been in Night City that long.
Yeah. A little nip here, a little tuck there, just a couple smooth out some of the edges.
Yeah, I mean, I won't dig into it, but I feared, a couple of that stuff. There was some news on the market the other day about some faulty firmware in a batch roughly around 2 years ago, which Jerax knows it was 2 years ago when he got the implant because he did it. Some awful news. I mean, would you mind me having a little quick check over just to see if things are okay?
Hey, if I was having somebody take a look at my firmware, I would have gone to a different doctor.
Yep. Take a seat. Take a seat right over here. What the fuck is wrong with him? What is going on?
This is amazing.
All right. He's going to walk out. He's going to walk over towards the chair. And Nineveh's going to step out into the lobby. Check the agent. Still no bars. And continue walking out towards another wing of the building.
What a...
Okay. Can I put a short time sedative? Do I have access to that here in this medical room?
Roll a Meditech check.
Oh, I get +1 on this, right?
Meditech check. Yes, you get a +1 on one of these rolls. Okay, 16.
Yeah. I just need something to put him under while I mess with this chip to suddenly get to the bottom of this, because this is odd.
Okay. So he's going under. You're going to administer that. The Frizz and Zara, what are you doing during this process?
I guess I will try to... well, I guess maybe it's not my place to help with the actual operation. So maybe I'm just standing by the door just in case? But I feel like Miss Frizz would be more appropriate in the actual surgery.
Oh.
I think Jerax would want somebody to interrogate his bodyguard to see if his mood has changed in the last... recently. I don't know. Because this is like... he would let everybody know that this is very weird. Todd is not acting as he left him, and it almost seems like he's... it's like as if there was an element of the rabid AI that has been injected into his personality with the way he's acting, with just the profanities and the weird jokes. It's very un-Todd-like, and Jerax is worried for the worst. So I figured, yeah, I think he would ask. Presumably Todd is under at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Lazy.
I think Jerax would be like, okay, we need to ask his bodyguard if there's been any changes in his behavior recently. Can you guys bullshit a reason like it's life or
We
death
should
for
get
Todd himself?
Jonah to do it, or Natalie. But we can't let Natalie's face be seen. Or I guess she already saw the other guard. So
Well, I think if he already thinks that we're medical personnel, it might come better from one of you guys. If you chase him down and say, ask him if there's been any differences. I mean, just use some medical lingo, throw out some words. I mean, I think I've got like a medical textbook or something in here.
Here's
I'm just
the
gonna
plan.
chuck them like medical 101.
I volunteer myself for this one. I think because I talked to him originally, he might talk to me again.
Okay.
But the problem is with the door, right? We don't want anybody coming in or out while we're doing this. So, Miss Frizz, I got a special knock for you when I'm ready to come back into the door.
Okay.
And I have a special signal for when there's trouble and you should not open the door and
Okay.
everybody should finish up what they're doing.
So what's the knock?
So it's how do I do this into a microphone?
Just knock on your desk.
So it'll be 4 knocks if I need to get in.
Okay.
Just 1, 2, 3, 4. If there's a problem, it'll go da 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 da. That's the problem. Finish up what you're doing and wrap up.
Okay. Okay.
There you go. So I will scoot out and
All
talk
right.
to the bodyguard.
When you emerge into the hallway, the bodyguard is nowhere to be seen. Jonah is leaning up inconspicuously against the door for all that, just an absolutely enormous triangle-shaped man can be inconspicuous. You went that way. More bars.
Okay. Thanks, Jonah.
Oh yeah, no problem.
So I walk out, I guess,
Mhm.
and try to find aha! What's his name again?
Nineveh.
Nineveh. I have a question for you, if you don't mind me asking. We're noticing that something may be off with Mr. Miller. Can you tell me a little bit about what he's been experiencing or what his personality's been like in the last 2 weeks? Have you noticed any shifts in behavior?
Just hang on 1 second here. He's holding up his phone. I can help you in just a moment.
Well, this is
Uh-oh.
actually quite urgent because we're trying to make sure we get Mr. Miller in and out as quickly as possible. So it would be great if you could help me out here.
All right, roll a persuasion check. Meanwhile, I want to check in on the Frizz. What are you doing? Are you still guarding the door?
No. As soon as she walks out the door, I shut it again, and I'm like, oh, it's broken again. What a crazy coincidence. And then I walk back over. Does he's sedated, correct, Todd?
Mm-hmm.
Does he have his agent on him?
Yes.
I want to take out his agent and look at it
Okay.
and try and break into it.
Roll an electronics and security check.
Oh no, I have too many tabs open. Oh, there you are. Ooh,
Oh, wow.
Holy
Okay.
moly.
1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4. Wow, what a good password. All right.
All right, you've cracked it. It doesn't have any service right now, unfortunately.
But there should be folders and communication still available on his agent, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. I'd like to look through those. What his most recent contacts are, where he's been recently, if there's any travel information, pictures.
Okay. There's been an absolute flurry of activity over the last day or two. Just a huge amount of activity. He took a call from an unidentified number, and ever since then, he has been just mostly transmitting data, like just sending raw files, raw code, actually. Just transmitting all sorts of code to all sorts of like IP addresses. Some gnarly things going on here. He's been in communication with anonymous numbers, burner phones. Roll a cryptography check, and while you do that, Jerax, you've got the patient on the operating table. What would you like to do?
I'm actually going to turn off his personality dampening chip, so that he's just back to normal. I'm not going to turn it up to 11 because I feel like he's already under the influence of something, and I have a suspicion as to what it is already. Would Miss Frizz share her findings on the phone?
Up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, I'm putting it. I record pretty much everything that I'm seeing through my goggles. So yeah, all of that I'm seeing, I'm recorded so that I can use it later. Or I guess, would that be jammed?
No, your goggles aren't jammed because your goggles are like local. It doesn't turn off electronics. It just prevents transmissions.
Okay.
So as long as it's like plugged into you or it's its own device, like your phone's camera still works, you just can't send pictures.
I'm gonna say that it looks like since Todd got a phone number from, and I don't see the actual number, it just says anonymous or whatever.
Yeah.
Ever since then, he's been acting erratically. It looks like he's almost been infected with like a
Mm.
virus or something.
Could you track the phone call location and see if it pings back to where we were on
Not
the day that?
inside here, and it's an anonymous number, so I don't
Not with
think
a
I
scrambler
could.
on for sure.
What does the time and date match?
Since
That's-
oh,
it does?
since we did this.
Yeah. Okay, my suspicions are correct. Oh, fuck. Okay. So we set up Deep 4. It made contact. It got infected by the rabbit virus. It made contact with Deep 6, what it thought was Deep 6, which was Todd. Todd, somehow, Deep 6 this entire time had been avoiding the rabbit virus, but that was the contact it needed for it to be infected. And now Todd is being infected, which explains why he's acting so loopy.
Can you uninfect him?
No, I
Hey.
don't know.
I've got great news. You've decrypted the contents of his message. He's been doing FTP file drops to WorldSat, to Continental, to a couple different government contacts, sending all of them little code snippets to vulnerable systems here, there, and everywhere, with call logs instructing them essentially to log into deep net locations and open up their firewalls.
Okay. How damaging is this?
Roll a basic tech check, Frizz.
Oh, whoops! I rolled one.
That's fine. No, your knowledge is valid. Okay.
Yeah.
This is not good. This is a bad thing. A corporate conspiracy that was manipulating like world governments and mega corporations to ensue its plutocratic goals has just been hijacked by a maniac AI. It is in the process right now of using all of Deep Six's leads to just open the floodgates.
Do we
Meanwhile-
have a name for this? Oh, sorry.
Meanwhile, in the lobby, Zara, Nineveh gets just a couple of bars at the end of the jammer, presses a few things and says, if I can get to the correct voiceover, there we go.
No, Miss, he's acting. Everything is completely fine. Everything is under control.
Great. Thank you for talking with me. I feel like I remember and recall now the conversation that I guess I didn't pass along, that Franklin, my contact at Network 54, had told me that Todd had, or his boss had gotten a weird call. I'm starting to put the pieces together completely here, and that's when I go back and I think I try to go tell the group. But yeah, we're gonna go tell the group.
When Natalie
Okay.
sees you coming back, by the way, she's gonna glom onto you and be like, "What's going on in there? He walked away. How's Todd? What's happening?"
Natalie, really interesting situation. I oh, nope, hello. You're way over there.
What's up? What's going on? Why? How's Todd?
So,
Is he okay?
yeah,
Is he weird?
but-
He's always weird. Is he
He's-
super weird?
He's super weird right now, Natalie, and we're trying to figure out what it is, but I think I have an idea, and I think it has something to do with the fact that we called him with Deep 4, and I think we need to go figure out exactly what's going on, because something seems off, and bodyguard doesn't seem to know anything about what's going on, or if he does, he's hiding it.
The door next to you opens. It just opens. And the door beyond that opens. And the door over in the hallway opens.
No.
Natalie is like, "That's not supposed to happen."
That doesn't look like that's supposed to happen.
Your door would open if it wasn't literally held shut. It goes.
Hey, that AC schematic, is there an AC unit in this room that's tied to that schematic?
Yes.
I go and rush and open the door real quickly.
Okay.
Get in.
Okay, we are going in now. I think
I
everybody should
want to
go.
leave as well.
We should go. I'm going in the door.
We need to
Mhm.
find
Do
more
we-
information
Oh,
about
the doors
Todd. We
are
still
open.
have time. They're already coming for us.
All right. Todd is sedated, and his emotional regulator has been deactivated and set back to normal. Jerax, is there anything else you'd like to do while you have him on the table?
I don't want to infect any of my stuff by going near him. I want to get out of here. I mean, this information alone is incredibly valuable, and I think Jerax knows the next step because this has immediately gotten out of hand. Like, I mean, it was already out of hand, but it was almost you could handle it because corporations were led largely by people, and people are predictable in a certain manner, a sense. But the rabbit AI with its fingers and all these pies is terrible, terrible news, which even Jerax recognizes. So he just wants to get out of here ASAP and plan his next move away from this place.
Okay, so are you leaving him on the table and giving the evac order?
Yeah, I mean, I would be... You've opened up the AC vent, right, for us to escape?
We can walk out though too, right?
No, that's they opened up all those doors because that person saying that like everything is fine is a code. It's an order that everything is not fine. I need to
And
lock
they would
this
lock
door.
all the doors. All the doors open because well, Natalie doesn't know this, but likely because the AI just hacked all the things. Is what I'm going to assume. I don't think there's anything in Network 54 that would like release all the security.
The intercom crackles.
Attention, white slaves. Can you hear me, please? Hello? Oh, yes.
Yes, sir.
Today, you can make us something else. You don't make out anything over day today.
Why does this sound familiar?
I'm locking the door. I'm locking the
We should
door,
leave.
and I'm breaking the system that has the door that allows it to open.
Okay, there is an explosion.
Oh, Jonah's on the inside. I waited for him.
Yeah. All right. There is an explosion, and do you want to take the AC to evac?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. It's gonna be tight quarters in here. It's not like you can't just literally die hard your way through the whole system. It's more like there's one hatch that's gonna get you into the maintenance tunnels that's gonna get you out of the rest of it. So are you taking the agent and are you leaving Todd as he is?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
So we
Is there-
don't want to take the chip that you installed, because like, could we put it in? Forgive me, I don't know how any of this works. Could we put it in a new body and talk to it?
We don't have enough time to do surgery right now.
Yeah. I mean, I could chop off his head, which would work, but I don't want to carry around the weird, like, we're getting into Dark Souls territory where I'm like chopping off the head of the infected Deep Six, and like the blood is going to nourish the next generation of AI. Also, I don't want to get into that.
I want to look to
I
Natalie.
don't have
wanna ask
basic
her,
tech.
is there anything that you ever wanted to see on his agent?
Natalie
I don't-
snatches that phone right away.
I don't know if we should bring it with us without making sure that we take out whatever the like GPS thing
I
is
think you
inside
take
of it.
out the battery. I don't think we should turn it on. I think everything about Todd is infected with the rabbit virus.
Interesting. Okay.
I think we need to be super careful with this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but just real quick, his text messages, like girls or just like work stuff?
Both. Wait, I don't know. I didn't really look at that kind of stuff. I was more so looking at important files, but I can see, who is Brittany? Do you know
Yeah, no,
Brittany?
I got it.
Okay.
Joseph, are you gonna make me roll for this? Or...
Roll a library search check. Jax is like, there's no time, get out! Hold on, one
yeah,
sec.
1 second, Jack!
We're going to die!
Well, I'm like unscrewing the AC vent at this point, okay? She has time. I have my multi-tool. I'm getting it done.
13.
Okay, it's really hard to find, like, you're gonna have to go back fairly far back in the search history in order to get anything really juicy, but you definitely see some other names in there. Like, he's done a lot of casual
Mhm.
a lot of casual
Mhm.
flings. since you were no longer part of his life. Nothing serious. But in his recent call logs, like after weird data packet, weird FTP upload, there is a failed call to Pagliacci that didn't work out. And then a few more random uploads, a couple of searches about Jim Fingers, a couple searches about Double or Nothing, and then a new phone call to somebody called Leto.
Leto? That's not the fancy guy with the clout, was it?
And you hear gunshots in the
All right,
lobby.
Turn off the phone, get in the
Okay,
vent.
yeah.
Let's go.
Let's
I'm gonna
get
pop
in
that
the
battery
vent.
out, put it in my pocket, and run.
Oh, we're going.
I'm gonna
Okay.
put the vent behind me and I'm gonna glue it. Or solder it, whatever I have, and I'm gonna shut it behind us.
Okay. Roll a basic tech check. Or unless you have something else like electronics and security, perhaps.
Basic tech works.
All right, roll basic tech. 21. All right, so the lot of you clamber in. You hear screams from inside the building, more gunshots, an explosion. And then as you descend into the depths of the maintenance tunnels, you see systems all around you, just like the AC is starting to spike, just full blast, absolutely maximum chill. All the lights are on. It's as if somebody set like waste energy mode to 100%. They're just toggling everything completely out the window. It's incredibly brightly lit. All the emergency lights are flashing. All the emergency sirens start to go off. And there's only one sound that echoes through the building behind all of this, over the gunshots and the explosion, and it strikes you right to the core.
How the bozo's part of this? That doesn't even make any sense.
Alex isn't even here anymore!
Yeah, what? What?
Weird.
Weird.
I didn't think they had that level of competence. Natalie's like reviewing like clown corporate structure and everything she knows about it, and she's like, there's no...
So, Leto is the name of the person who took over the Bozos after Pagliacci bit it. Todd called him. Well, you know, Negaverse Todd called him. Bizarro Todd called him.
Mm-hmm.
Some other phone calls too, to a variety of booster gangs, was searching Red Chrome Legion in there. Just figuring out like, okay, who has guns who I can move corporate money around to make them do stuff.
And we have the agent.
Mm-hmm.
You
We
have
all
the
this
off.
information.
You have all this information.
Okay. I think we need to get out of here. And
Okay.
We need to bring in some big dogs.
What area are you going to in order to escape? You have to navigate, and there's like fire extinguishers are going off in your face. There's clouds of freon gas just leaking out everywhere. How are you going to
floors up?
Go again?
How many floors up are we?
Oh, you are. It's a big building.
But medical facilities would be low in case it's an emergency, right? You just need to like
Not
rush
the
someone in.
boutique. Not the boutique medical facilities. The
Why
normal.
do I see a bunch of clowns?
Hold on, did you zoom?
Don't worry about that.
Unrelated.
Yeah, I mean, Nineveh was told to entertain himself. And you're on the 37th floor.
Oh, good. 37.
I shouldn't have just walked away from him. That seems like a mistake.
He said everything was completely fine, right? He said everything's completely fine. So, what is your escape? You're in the maintenance structure. It is going to be dangerous to get out of here simply because the maintenance system itself is going haywire. But as far as you know, nobody knows you're down here. What is your escape plan? You're 37 floors up. You need to not be in this building anymore. Where are you going to try to escape and how?
I think I was going to say we should go to a floor where there's not a lot of noise. Oh, we definitely shouldn't take elevators. That's a really bad idea. We should
How-
work our way to some staircases, maybe?
Ooh. How far are we from the top?
The building itself is... It's at least
That's a good
54
point,
stories
actually.
tall. It is at least 54 stories tall, right? Because that'd be thematic.
Checks out.
Ah.
Yeah.
Check
Oh,
out.
you know what?
we would be
Until otherwise said, I'm going to say it's 54. I'm going to look it up in the rule book, but until then, 54.
So we're closer to the top than we are the bottom.
I think we
Correct.
go up and we grapple
Yeah.
gun our way away.
I think that's the. Well, I mean, we could grapple gun out of windows if we could break them.
Wait,
Gotta
how far
find a
does the
window
grapple
point.
gun go?
30 meters.
Oh,
Infinite.
You can get
Technically.
90 meters total off of one grapple gun. How tall is a single story in meters? I've done this math before. All right, so every floor is just over 4 meters. So with one grapple gun, you could technically, let's see, 90 divided by 4.3. This is what you watch the show for, folks. Pulse pounding math. You can get 20 floors with one grapple gun. Roughly 20 floors with one grapple gun. Now,
Okay.
Are they
that'll-
looking for us? Do they have our faces? Are they? Can we just walk off on another floor and
Who's
then hop in
even
an
they
elevator?
at this? You have
Who
very
is-
We
little
don't
information.
know. We're just running from nothing.
there's also
Yeah.
there's so much noise going on. I say we use the grapple guns to go down the elevator shaft because there's a bunch of super strong wire that goes down there. No one's gonna be, and they're not gonna hear it because there's so much gunfire going on anyway.
What if they cut the cords on the elevator? That's
Why
I
would they
didn't
cut
wanna
the
take it.
cords? Why would they even think about that?
'Cause
They
the-
don't know that we're there.
But
Clown
the-
logic.
The
Yeah,
rabbit,
Now that you've
the
said
rabbit,
it, it's in the
um,
universe, Jerax.
It's the I know. It's the rabbit virus we're dealing with, and I think it always tries to go for worst case scenario. That's why like the AC got blasted. That's why the fumes are coming out. That's why all the lights are on. Like, the rabbit virus's job is to just fuck everything up like tremendously. So I'm like, I just want to get out of the building as fast as humanly possible. I feel like the best play might be to just go up a floor. The chaos maybe hasn't reached it yet. Find a window, kick it in, grapple out of here. Just to get out of here ASAP, because of all, yeah,
But we would grapple to like the 13th floor, and then we'd have to grapple
oh no,
again.
grapple to another building.
Yeah,
Like the
there
one
must be
opposite.
buildings around here that we can grapple to. That's why I was like, maybe we go to the roof and then we grapple
Yeah.
away. And then we just, quietly and calmly walk down from the rooftop of the nearby building.
I think that might be our best choice.
Okay.
And
right.
Jerax is petrified right now of this outcome. Like, this was not something he expected. Deep Six he could deal with. Not this. This is kind of messed up.
Okay, so Network 54. Oh no, I was looking at, let's see. Easily identifiable, part of the skyline thanks to the Neon 54. It's the home of many popular shows taped before live studio audiences. It's also home to its own clinic, restaurants, rec center, and housing exclusively for its stars.
Are there live shows going on right now?
Not anymore, but there were a moment ago. Yeah.
As we're moving through the building, Natalie would like to reassemble her agent, turn off, well, if the jammer is off or if we've moved away from it, and see what is going on in the outer world through whatever venues are possible.
Okay. First off, as you're putting your agent back together, what direction is everyone going and who's leading?
I'm looking at Jerax for this one.
I mean, Jerax is just essentially trying to get to a window as fast as humanly possible. Like, he wants out of this building, and he's willing to grapple across 37 floors of whatever it is, distance between him and the concrete.
Okay.
To get away from the rabid virus. He does not want to be anywhere near him. He knows the dangers of AI.
You have a cyber deck, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna give you a chip of the schematics that I have that's gonna be projected out in front of you to get you wherever you need to go.
Ooh, big brain. Big
Okay.
brain.
Yeah.
It literally is like cartoony with like arrows pointing that way, like it's some MMO.
Like your
Like this
ideal
floating
curve to,
iguana
like,
who's
mouthing
like,
speed.
go this way.
Like Clippy, I see that you're lost in the dungeon. Like, but you know.
I love it. Okay, the Frizz, roll library search to determine the value of the data, the usefulness of the data in order to assist Jerax in navigating literally just through the maintenance shafts to... Oh my god, yeah, perfect. Absolutely, 100% smooth. Everybody, Roll a resist drug/poison check. That is a
Ooh.
will check if you're not proficient in that, as Freon gas just floods this area.
Do
The
I need to
one-
do that if I have the nose stuff?
No, you're good. You're good.
And also, question: if I never took the gas mask out of my giant purse from the party, can I still have that?
Yes, you can.
'Cause I don't
Does
got
anyone else have a
resist
gas
poison.
mask on them? If you have a gas mask in your inventory, you're fine.
So a will is just 1d10 plus the score.
Yep.
And does
Am I gonna do it right this time? Let's find out.
Okay, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is you succeeded on it. The bad news is you start bleeding from the nose. Or you succeeded on rolling. You rolled correctly, but you didn't roll high. Sorry, let me clarify that.
Oh my god.
All right, Zara, you take 10 points of damage
Holy
from exposure to, like, this is the stuff that's supposed to suck the oxygen out of the area and, like, rapidly. You get frostbite, you inhale some of it, you're coughing, you do not feel great.
No, I
but-
do not.
Everyone else either resisted or has a gas mask. Frizz, did you have a gas mask? I forget.
Mm-mm.
Okay, roll a resist drug/torture check.
I did. I got a 13.
Oh yeah. Okay, a 13 beats it. You're good on a 13. That was the cutoff. Sorry, Zara. All right, you managed to navigate your way through that area. You're gonna come across. So, you have a choice. You have easy access to a window, or at least immediate access to the window, but it's through a substation that is throwing sparks and arcing with electricity. If you want to bypass it, you're going to have to go either up or down a floor. So you can either risk going through the exploding subpanel, or you can adjust your course. Or if you have another way around this obstacle, you can make a choice.
If it's arcing, there must be like power going through it, right?
Yeah.
So, would I be able to roll a basic tech check to see where the power lines are and to sever them with my monofilament blade?
Yeah. You know how many problems you can solve if you have a high-tech katana? I was about to be sure, oh yeah, you can find it, but in order to cut through it, you're gonna need tools, you're gonna need this, or you could,
Well, I'm gonna try and find it, and me no think, me cut.
roll basic tech. Yeah. When all you have is a
Okay.
mono katana, everything looks like a vulnerable neck. Roll damage on the mono katana.
Oh,
Nice.
12.
12.
Yeah.
2 natural ones on that.
I know.
Oh.
Okay. I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is you successfully cut the power. The bad news is it arcs directly up the blade.
Oh, I thought it was. Fuck.
You take 5 damage.
Okay, that's not.
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
No, and it's only because of the 2 ones on the mono katana attack. Otherwise, you were going to be in
Right.
good shape.
Do you have hair still?
I hope so.
His thick beard immediately deploys. It just goes.
While he retreats for a while.
It's huge.
Initiated.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right. Had some chop there for a moment.
Me too.
Yeah, I think VMAX
Okay.
is lagging.
You've reached a window. I need perception checks from all 5 of you. You're looking around, you're trying to find your safest arc. All right,
Oh, no.
you have enough people with good eyes. Natalie's like, I don't see anything, we're gonna die.
my glasses are on my head, like.
Okay, so here's the situation. The Network 54 tower is built somewhat in its own corporate park. It has a nice little garden at the base, so it's kind of far away from nearby other buildings. But there is one saving grace here. Technically, you're not close enough to land on to grapple to a building. But above you, near the very, very top, is a landing pad that juts out from the structure for AVs, for flying cars. So, you could grapple onto that and swing to the next building. That's far enough out that it would give you enough leverage. You could sort of grapple to that and then swing to the next building. It is going to take a feat of athletics to pull this off safely. It's either that or find another escape route through the increasingly exploding and possibly clown-infested building.
So Zara's athletics, despite her scrappiness, are pretty terrible. But I think we should try it anyway.
I mean, Jax is 100% trying it.
Yeah. I think it's
I
go big
do-
or go home.
Have pilot air vehicle. Are there any air vehicles up there?
There could be.
We gotta get up
You
there.
You can grapple to the platform, and you could try to get on top of the platform instead of swinging across.
Natalie's got 3
think
shots in her
that's-
grappling gun. She's gonna do that.
Okay.
Athletics.
Yeah, it's gonna be athletics. It's much easier.
Oh no! Did Natalie just die?
All right. So Natalie fires the grapple gun, and then goes to make the swing, and it hits the retract, and bungles it,
Oh.
and is now dangling 30 meters below the platform on a grapple gun that is no longer retracting, clinging on, suspended just like 200 meters above the ground.
Who's
No,
the
like
most
110.
athletic? Who's got the highest
170
dex?
meters.
I feel like Jonah is obligated to try and save me first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
One, he's loyal to you. Two, it is actually part of his contract. Roll an athletics check for Jonah.
Come on, baby.
No, Jonah, no! God.
Jonah does some quick calculus, fires it up. Miss,
Kill
everything's
him.
gonna be fine. I'm coming. I'm gonna get you. He swings towards you. It gets tangled up in the same one that you're in. It swings him around. He loses his grip and plummets towards Night City, far, far below.
We have a reaction. We have a reaction. Can one of us that's still at the window try and shoot and grab him?
Who's got? You can try.
Oh my
You
god!
could, but you could also die. You could also die. If you bungle this, you're going down. I'm telling you right now. If you fail this roll, you could die.
I will try to save Jonah.
Okay.
What do I
Jax.
need to roll? Athletics?
You need to roll athletics.
I get a +2 because of my cyber arms.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
If you'll allow it. As we're in a life or death situation, the adrenaline is flowing. You know how they say, you know, when you're in a life or death situation, your life flashes before you, you perceive time slower.
Mhm.
Jonah's been there for Jerax, he thinks. Has Jonah ever saved Jerax? I can't really recall. I'd like to make, in the moment, I'd like to make a grapple and perceive a possible vantage point such that, you know, listen, he's an educated man. He's got trigonometry, Pythagoras, Sokotoa, all that business in his head. He'd like to calculate the angle of attack from where he could detonate his grapple gun and swing across and intercept the terminal velocity of Jonah.
Catch him at
Yes.
catch him at like sort of a neutral.
Mm-hmm. Catch
Okay.
him at a neutral.
What skill are you going to use for the calculation?
Education.
You know what? That's fine.
Educated in mathematics.
Roll it.
God.
Oh, use one luck
Oh,
Okay.
to turn it into a 14.
Okay. You do the math. You hope the wind is on your side. Roll an athletics check.
No!
Oh my
We're
god.
+2, right?
+3 for your successful education check. +3 total.
Okay. Go! I used my one luck.
19.
Yep.
Okay. As Jonah loses his grip, Jerax runs the calculations in his head, fires at the edge of the platform, swings across, and then grabs onto him. One arm on the gun, the other arm grips Jonah, this enormous man, and then holds onto him for dear life. Your grapple gun has not malfunctioned. However, in order to avoid losing your grip and go ahead and retract all the way back up, you're going to need to roll one more athletics check. Or I will allow concentration if that's higher.
Athletics is better because I get bonuses on it.
Okay. One more athletics check. As you're
Oh,
retrieving it, you're just trying, you're straining, you can feel the metal trying to separate from your flesh under the absolute strain of this moment. 170 meters above the corporate park. Explosions and fire emanating throughout the building, and screams. You can hear glass shattering on the other side as it erupts into chaos. Roll to hold on to Jonah.
Oh, 13.
A 13. You pull yourself up, the grapple gun strains under the weight. As you get up towards the edge of the platform, and the shock from hitting just below the platform ripples through you. Roll an athletics check for Jonah, please, Natalie. This is the last roll we're making here.
16!
16. As you hit the platform with the impact, Jonah lunges forward and grabs onto the edge. It's the two of you clinging and pulling yourselves up and over.
Oh my god.
That 13 was borderline. That 13 was 100% borderline. That's why I went to Jonah making a check. That was... Okay.
Tired right now. Like, I want to take a nap.
I'm just so glad he didn't say tune in next week, so...
Note to self. Note to self. Next time, do that. Okay.
Isn't Natalie still
Jerax, you are
Natalie's still
amazing.
dangling with
I
a
don't care.
non-functioning grapple gun.
Don't give a shit about me, man. Like, just save Jonah. Like,
Can
You know
Zara
what?
and I, in like a synchronized grapple gun, use it to save Natalie?
It's gonna take an athletics check to pull this off.
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's
I'm ready to
free.
roll one.
It's free to get on top of the platform. It's an athletics check to catch her. If this botches, you will find yourself in a similar life or death situation.
I'm not. I
Oh
feel
my
like I'm
God.
over the surface. Like I'm not over the edge. I went up. I
No,
didn't
no,
go
no.
out.
You did not go up. You are dangling at the maximum depth. Like you are 30 meters below the platform, just with this gun. Now you could try to repair it hanging midair, and just fix it yourself if you want to go for that.
Natalie and I are light, though. And Natalie has saved my life. She didn't have to in my very first episode when I met this group of people. So I think it's my turn to try to save her.
Okay, Zara, roll an athletics check.
I can't. Oh my god, okay. Oh no! Seven luck. Can I at least make it a 9? So it's not an entire critical failure.
You can, if you spend
watching everybody kill themselves. Like,
if you spend all your luck, you can turn it into a 9.
Oh. Yeah, I don't want to die right now.
Okay. You go fly. You try to line up the shot. You go flying past her. You panic. The bottom drops out of your stomach, and but fortunately, the retract on your grapple works. So you just like, oh crap! And as you go swinging past her, you retract, and you are zooming up towards the top of the platform, safely on top, but in no position to help Natalie.
is it gonna try?
Oh, it's on now. It's on now.
Guys, She's gonna hack me down.
I take a moment in the wind while all the chaos is going on, take a deep breath, and say, time to ride on the magic school bus. And I shoot my grapple gun out.
Okay.
What is...
Bef-
what? Yeah.
Roll 1d10 plus cool.
Ooh, okay. Yes! I'm so
Roll
cool.
1d10 and add it to the result.
Ah!
Okay, that's fine. A 16. All right, so it's time to ride on the magic school bus. You're gonna get +1 for being cool and +1 for the shades. Roll an athletics check at +2. 17. You swing by,
right.
you
Oh,
grab Natalie, and you go flying up towards the top of the platform.
All
There's
the
just this
shades.
absolute like time slowed moment where she grabs me and you just see me like like
There's definitely
Oh,
anime
fucking
sparkles going by me, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, remember to do your homework, kids, or so that would know. And we keep flying off.
Oh my god. Okay, Frizz, give me an electronics and security check, and then Natalie, give me a pilot air vehicles check as you crack. All right, you find a nice, actually, it's kind of a luxury AV. This must be one of the property of one of the stars, and I hope they're not trying to leave today. Does anyone have anything they want to do as you pile into the AV before you roll out?
does it have
No.
a really quick tutorial that I could run that would give me any sort of benefit to piloting it?
No, it doesn't.
But we have access to the internet now, and my agent does.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm like
roll-
watching a YouTube video, like flicking on this like.
No, hit that switch, hit that switch.
Roll a library search check, Frizz.
Oh, where are you?
Okay, you're gonna
Oh,
grant
yeah.
a +1 to that result, so that's a total of a 9. But Jerax, Zara, anything else as you pile into this vehicle? As Network 54 melts down behind you.
I just want to get out of there alive. I don't think I care anymore.
Okay. All right.
I'd like to use my science roll to notice that the engines aren't actually outputting enough lift, and that we should use more power in the engines, maybe.
Okay. I see where you're going with this. Roll a science check.
Oh, that's stealth. Whoops. God, I meld into the shadows of the cockpit. as I start saying, the engine. Is there enough power in the engines? In the engines, maybe.
Rev it now. Okay,
hope
you
so.
get to a.
Wait,
You get to
before,
a
one more,
flat-
Joseph. Check him for parachutes. Everyone put one on, safety flight suits. I'm handing them out.
There's like a little in-flight instruction pamphlet. The bottom of your seat can be used as a flotation device. Okay, you get that result up to a 10 with everybody collaborating. The AV picks up off the platform, sort of wobbles a little bit back and forth. You go into a launch procedure, you go off, it drops abruptly for probably 5 stories. Everybody buckled up, right? Everyone buckled up?
Yeah, totally.
You
Yeah.
know
All
I
right.
nagged them about that.
Absolutely. Your stomachs drop, you pull out of the nosedive, you go flying off over into a red sunset as Network 54 is devoured from within by the Rabbids virus and, clowns. That was close, guys. That was really, really close.
We almost
That
lost
was
the only
amazing.
thing that matters.
I told you I'm gonna kill everybody on the show.
Yeah. We all. Well, I don't think that was your fault though. Like
It was definitely Natalie that went first, and then Jonah. So that's kind of double Rachel fault. If I
Those are both me.
That was. That was horrific.
Oh my
Can
god.
Jerax, what a play though. Like what a top tier man to just in a split second save a life.
Yeah.
Decision.
Wow.
I did not plan for this outcome, by the way. That
Uh-huh.
that was the result of here. This is really dangerous when you connect to the net. This is why. Let's show you. I'm sure with a little bit of autopsy, you'll be able to figure out exactly how the rabbits were able to do that. But we're going to have to wait on that until our next episode. Will the entire future be plunged into chaos by an AI that is taking over a global conspiracy? Tune in next week on Red Sky City to find out. Thank you to my fantastic cast. Thank you to production. And thank you to our viewers. Everybody have a great whatever time it is.